Good morning, all of you. In the last class, we studied about the Eastern Roman Empire, and today we are going to study the other division of Roman Empire, that is Western Roman Empire, or we can say Holy Roman Empire. Okay, in the Eastern Roman Empire, you know, it was the capital. Yes, it was Constantinople. And who was the famous ruler? Yeah, okay, it was Justinian. So you studied the two important points, and you studied the Justinian's codes of law and other points. Today we are going to study about Roman Empire, that is the worst part of Roman Empire. First of all, you want to study the capital of the Western Roman Empire was Rome. So please remember, the Eastern Roman Empire, the capital was Constantinople, but the Western Roman Empire, the capital was Rome. And this empire totally collapsed because of the attack of different German nomads, or we can say different Germanic tribes. Among them, France was an important nomads, we can say tribes. They were very powerful, so they conquered different parts of Western Roman Empire, and they established their own empire. It is known as Frankish Empire. Frankish Empire. Clear? So, once again, the capital of Western Roman Empire was Rome, and that empire collapsed or destroyed because of the attack of different Germanic tribes. Among them, the France was the most important one, and they established their own empire. That empire is known as Frankish Empire. Clear? Now, we are going to study who was the famous ruler of this France. It was Charlemagne. Remember that word? Charlemagne. Okay. His name was Charlemagne, and he belonged to a particular dynasty. It is known as Carolingian dynasty. Carolingian dynasty. So, listen here, capital was Rome, and the important tribes or nomads attacked that Rome was France, and they established a dynasty or empire, we can say that is Frankish Empire. And who was the leader? It was Charlemagne, and he was belonged to which dynasty? He was belonged to Carolingian dynasty. Okay, and now we are going to study what important points about Charlemagne. So, listen here. Charlemagne was a famous conqueror. Famous conqueror. You remember this word, conqueror, and he was a very well-known or famous administrator also. Okay, so we can see Charlemagne was a famous conqueror, he was a good administrator also. So, to improve or to expand his dynasty or his empire, he attacked his neighboring places, and he had created some political alliances with his neighboring countries, and he also created some relationship through marriage also. So his dynasty or his empire was very big one than the Eastern Roman Empire. Clear? So Charlemagne's dynasty or empire was very big than the Eastern Roman Empire. Then he introduced a centralized rule. He introduced a centralized administration in his own country. That's another important point. He introduced a centralized administration in his own country. Then another point for local administration. You know that? For local administration, because his country was, or his empire was very vast one, very big one, so he can't control all the parts clearly. So, for better administration or for better convenience for ruling his own subjects, he implemented some particular officers, especially for the local section or local government. So, that rulers were called, or that officials were called counts. Okay, so who were counts? Counts were some special officers implemented by Charlemagne for the administration of local body or local self, we can say local self-government. Okay, so that people were known as counts. Then he was very cunning one. Charlemagne was very cunning one. So to check the activities of counts. That means whether they ruled the local area very well or no. He implemented some secret officers or some secret sections or secret department. It is known as Mise Dominici. Clear? So these points you have to remember who were counts and who were Mise Dominici. So Mise Dominici were the secret agencies to look after or to check what the activities of counts. Again, who were counts? Counts were special officers to look after the needs of local area. Clear? Then he introduced a centralized administration in his own country. Then another one, he implemented some other activities. He opened special loans or special funds. We can say special loans or funds for the betterment of the poor people. Clear? He opened or he supplied special loans or funds for the welfare of the development of poor people. Then another important activity he had done in his own country was the development of education. For the development of education, he had done different types of activities. So during his reign, education developed in a large extent. And the poor people got large facilities for their own development. Okay, so because of all these activities, this age or this period is known as Carolingian Renaissance. Clear? So because of these activities, this reign is known as Carolingian Renaissance. Clear? Okay, now you have understood that Charlemagne was a great conqueror. So, as a part of that, he saved the life of Pope Leo III. Pope Leo III. From the attack of a particular tribe people, they were known as Lombards. Okay, so by this we can understand that he was a great fighter, or he was a great soldier, or he was very powerful ruler. So Pope Leo was attacked by the Lombards, a particular tribal or nomad people. So at that time, Charlemagne was ready to help Pope. Okay, so Pope felt very happy. So as a reward for this, Pope crowned Charlemagne as the official ruler of his own dynasty, that is Western Roman Empire. So from that time onwards, Western Roman Empire is known as Holy Roman Empire. Clear? So in the last class we studied the Roman Empire divided into two by Diocletian, which are the Western Roman Empire and Eastern Roman Empire. And today you are studying about Western Roman Empire. Okay, so for the first time that empire was not known as Holy Roman Empire, but it was known as Western Roman Empire. But when Pope got help from Charlemagne, or Charlemagne saved the life of Pope from the attack of Lombards, Pope felt very happy. You know who was Pope? Yes, he was the supreme head of Catholic people. Okay, so Pope felt very happy and he crowned Charlemagne as the official ruler of Western Roman Empire. So from that incident onwards, or from that time onwards, Western Roman Empire is also known as what? The Holy Roman Empire. Clear? Then, after the death of Charlemagne, this empire starts to decline. Okay, so these are the important points you have to study about Holy Roman Empire. Clear the points? Okay. So when Charlemagne helped the life of Pope from the attack of Lombards, Pope felt very happy. So he crowned Charlemagne as the official emperor of Western Roman Empire. You can see that video here. Okay, so from that time onwards, this empire is known as the Holy Roman Empire. Then, after the death of Charlemagne, this empire starts to decline. Clear? So, that's the important points you have to study about the Holy Roman Empire. And now we are going to study another important empire, which is known as Arab Empire. Okay, now we are going to study about the Arab Empire. So, the Roman Empire, you study Western Roman Empire and Eastern Roman Empire, and the famous rulers also. You please keep it in your mind, and you can see the map of Arab Empire here. All of you look here. Okay, then which were the three important places, or which were the important places that belong to Arab Empire? Which are they? Okay, very good. So, first one, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. Then, next one, yes, say loudly. Which are they? Yes, very good. Okay, Iran. Next one, okay, Iraq. Okay, so these are the three important places that belong to the Arab Empire. And in your lower class, especially in your 6th standard, you have studied the important contributions of Arab Empire for the development of the medieval period. Or we can say in the history of medieval period, Arab people has an important role. Okay, and now we are going to study who are the famous rulers and what were their contributions for the development of the world in the medieval period. Okay, you know that who was the famous leader of Arab Empire who has studied from your moral classes also. Who was that person? Yes, very good. It was Prophet Muhammad. Okay, he was the famous ruler for the first time in the Arab Empire. Then, after the death of Prophet, in which year? Okay, CE 632, his followers. That followers' name? Yes, very good. Caliphs. They started to rule the Arab Empire. Okay, and during this period, Caliph's period, the Arab dynasty expanded more and more, especially from Asia Minor to Arabian Sea. So remember these places. Okay, Asia Minor to Arabian Sea. So now you study which are the areas of Arab Empire. Which were they? First one Saudi Arabia, the next one Iran and Iraq. It was the total area for the first time. Then Prophet Muhammad was the first leader. Okay, he was the official leader of Arab Empire during the first time. Then after the death of Prophet, in which year? CE 632, who became the rulers? Caliphs became the rulers. So during their rule, the Arab Empire expanded from which place to which place? From Asia Minor to Arabian Sea. Clear? Asia Minor to Arabian Sea. Okay, then during the period of Caliphs, the capital was Medina. Remember the point, the capital was Medina. Then, the Caliphs period over, other two dynasties came into power. Then, the first one, Umayyad dynasty. So, please note Umayyad dynasty. Now, we are going to study important dynasty who ruled Arab Empire, that known as Umayyad dynasty. Okay, then, their capital was Damascus. The capital was Damascus. Please note. So after Caliphs, Umayyad dynasty came into power and their capital was Damascus. Okay. Then they introduced a centralized rule in their country. Okay. During that period, the Umayyad dynasty, they introduced a centralized administration in their own country. And they introduced a special coinage system also. So, for that, they introduced two important coins. That means one gold coin and the silver coin. Okay, during the period of Umayyad dynasty, they implemented a particular coinage system. So as a part of that, they implemented two important coins. First, a gold coin, and another one is a silver coin. So gold coin is known as dinar, and silver coin is known as dirham. So please note, gold coin dinar and silver coin it is dirham. Okay, so these are the important points about Umayyad dynasty. Once again, Umayyad dynasty, the capital was Damascus, and they introduced a centralized administration in their own country, and they introduced a special coinage system. And during that time, two important coins they introduced, which are the gold coin and the silver coin. Gold coin is known as dinar, and silver coin is known as dirham. Okay, then after Umayyad dynasty, another dynasty came into power in Arab Empire. It is known as Abbasid dynasty. Abbasid dynasty. Their capital was Baghdad. Then the famous ruler, I think you have heard that name. What was that name? Yes, very good. Harun al-Rashid. The famous ruler was Harun al-Rashid. Harun al-Rashid. Okay, he was the most important ruler who ruled after Prophet. Okay, so he implemented so many developmental activities in his own country. First one, he introduced firstly hospitals in Arab region. Okay, it was Harun al-Rashid who implemented or who established hospitals for the development of the people, firstly in the Arabic history. So please remember, who was the ruler who implemented hospitals firstly in Arab. So the name Harun al-Rashid. Then he was so strict. So the rules and regulations were very strict, because all that rules and regulations is totally followed by Islamic views. Okay, so the judiciary was totally under the control of Islamic views. So because of that, it was so strict one. So because of these activities, each and every person can travel at any nook and corner of the country at any time, because they had no fear. Because if anyone had done any crime, he will get, or that person will get severe punishment. Clear? So that's another important feature of the rule of the administration of Harun al-Rashid. So listen here, he introduced or he established so many hospitals, and the judiciary was a very strict one. The rules and regulations were very strict one, because all that followed by the Islamic opinions or Islamic views. So because of this activity, people can freely travel at any place without any fear. Clear? Then another important feature, this king, that means this ruler, Harun al-Rashid, has good contact with the Holy Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire. So because of that, he had sent ambassadors to which place? The Holy Roman Empire. Okay, so we can understand that Harun al-Rashid had good foreign relations also, especially with which area? Holy Roman Empire. Clear? So these are the important points you have studied about Arab Empire. So listen, Arab Empire includes three important places, which are there: Saudi Arabia, Iran and Iraq. That was the first famous ruler. Okay, it was Prophet Muhammad. Then after the death of Prophet, caliphs became the rulers. Then during that time, Arab dynasty expanded from which area to which area? From Asia Minor to Arabian Sea. Okay. Then after that, which dynasty came into existence? Okay. Which dynasty? Umayyad dynasty. So at that time, which was the capital? Their capital was Damascus. Then which was the capital of Caliph? Yes, it is Medina. Okay. Then Umayyad dynasty, the rule was centralized one. Then they implemented two important coins, which were the one gold coin, it is known as dinar, and one silver coin, it is known as dirham. Clear? Then after that, another important dynasty came into power, that is known as Okay, Abbasid dynasty came into power. Then who was the leader or who was the famous ruler? It was Harun al-Rashid, and their capital was Baghdad. Then which were the important policies adopted by Harun al-Rashid? First one was he also introduced a centralized administration. Then he established different types of hospitals in different parts of the country. Then the laws were very strict one because the laws were totally followed by the Islamic rules. So because of this, each and every people can walk freely through his own country. We can say you can corner of his country without any fear, because if any person had done any crime, he will get severe punishment. Okay, then Harun al-Rashid had a good relationship with Holy Roman Empire also. So because of this, he had sent his own messengers, or we can say ambassadors, to the Holy Roman Empire. Clear? So these are the important points you have to study about Holy Roman Empire. So I am going to wind up here. Before that, I am going to give some follow-up activity. Okay. All of you look at the board. First question: prepare a short note about Carolingian dynasty. Okay. Second question: explain Carolingian Renaissance. Explain Carolingian Renaissance. Next one: what do you know about Umayyad dynasty? Okay. Next question: Harun al-Rashid was different from other medieval rulers. Why? Okay. I am going to stop here. See you later. Thank you.